So, hello everybody and welcome! Yes, welcome and welcome back here at BSN Network. Welcome back here at BSN Network. Hopefully everybody's having a good day so far. It is Friday, May 8th, I think, right? May 8th. I'm not very good with my days, I'll tell you that for sure. I lose track of dates and days and stuff all the time. I think it's May 8th, though. Hopefully everybody had a good rest of their day yesterday, and hopefully so far everybody's having a good day today. We got a lot of stuff to talk about. We got to get into it very quickly here. The NFL schedules got released yesterday. I got a ton of stuff to talk about. I'm only doing 2 topics. They're all going to be on the NFL schedule. And then Monday I'll be back with 3 topics again. I'm only doing 2 today because I really believe my first topic I might take a very long time. So I'm only doing 2 topics today. Jets, Giants, AFC East, and the NFC East. I'm going to be predicting what I think, how the schedules are affecting teams. If you did not know, the schedules came out yesterday. I'm going to run through the Jets, the Giants, since I talk about New York sports, so I'll have to run through the Jets and the Giants. I know you might be thinking, what about the Bills? I will talk about the Bills in the AFC East. I may talk about the main New York sports teams. Because a lot of people, the Bills are in New York and everything, but, these are the main right here. These are the main New York sports teams that everybody talks about. So I am going to talk about the Bills, though. So I'm going to talk about the Jets and the Giants, the AFC East and the NFC East predictions. And, and then I'll talk about the biggest rival games. There's top 10, in my opinion, what the biggest rival games will be this year. And I'm excited to really reveal that to you guys because I think there's a couple of games and the rival games that could get nasty, that can get exciting. There's a couple of them on there that I will share with you guys in a little bit. So that's what I got. Let's get right into it. So the NFL schedules got released yesterday, and I'm going to talk to you guys about the Jets, the Giants, AFC East, NFC East, in that order. So I'll talk about the Jets, and I'll predict the AFC East, and I'll talk about the Giants, and I'll predict the NFC East. So I'm pretty much going to go through a run-through, give you why I think the Jets will win or lose, or why I think the Giants will win or lose the game, why I think the Jets will finish this way, why I think the Giants will finish this way, and why I think the AFC East and the NFC East will be like this. I'll tell you what, the Jets' schedule is not the greatest. There are definitely some games on here that I'm looking at it like I'm like, geez, this is like kind of scary. And I'm looking at some of the games on here. There's a couple of games on here that I'm definitely like, okay, the Jets, if they show up, they can definitely win this game. But I'm also like, if the Jets play like they did without Sam Darnold, then they definitely are going to get crushed. There's a couple of games on the Jets schedule that they might be underdogs, but I believe they could come out and win. I don't have them winning that game, but I really believe, depending on how the season's going, I believe they could have a win. There's obviously 2 of the hardest games on their schedule is probably going to be away against the Seahawks and away against the Chiefs. Like I said yesterday, the Jets are playing at the top 3 loudest stadiums in the league. I think the Seahawks are number 1, I think the Saints are number 2, and I think the Chiefs are number 3. So the Jets will be playing at the loudest stadium, and the Jets will be playing at the 3rd loudest. Now, this is all if fans are entered into the stadium, right? The whole season they could be playing with empty stadium most of the season, right? So if they're, because of obviously the virus and everything, NFL has thought about maybe playing without fans, right? So obviously I think it might happen with the MLB. Without fans is definitely going to happen, but I think without fans could actually help the Jets a little bit going into Seattle, going into Kansas City, having to play them. Although I think the Seattle game's, December 13th, so that's kind of later on in the season there. And there's a couple of Christmas Day games. Obviously, there's a couple of Christmas Day games as well that I'll run through as well. Not the Jets don't have a Christmas Day game though. But yeah, so let's get into it. So I got the Jets schedule and the Jets and Giants schedules over here. I highlighted the games that I believe the Jets could either win or lose, because I have them winning some of the games. And I also have some losing some of the games, and I highlighted them because I really believe those could be true toss-ups. So let's get into it. Jets schedule. Jets at Bills week 1. I'm going to say the Jets are going to lose this game. Here's my reasoning, okay? The Jets are not going to play. I don't think the Jets are going to beat the Bills week 1. First off, the reason why the Jets won, you can make the argument, oh, well, why are you saying they beat them away last year? Why didn't they beat them again? They beat them away last year in Week 17 of the season when the Bills were playing 90% of their backups. I was talking to somebody I know. He's a big Bills fan. I remember talking to him. He's like, we had like our third string corners in, right? So you can't even take that game. You can't even talk about that game. Oh, the Jets won that game. Aren't they going to win again? No, they were playing their backups. I think the Jets are going to go into Buffalo. I think they will make it interesting. Definitely the Jets are going to come out. It's the first game of the season. They're going to come out. They're going to make it interesting. I don't think it's going to be a complete blowout 3-score win. Jets don't even score a touchdown. It's 28-3 or 28-6, whatever. I don't think it's going to be something like that. I think it will be around 21-17, maybe even a 3-point game, maybe even a field goal. Bills drive down, kick a field goal late. Jets don't have time to come back, right? I think it's going to be a close game. It's going to be hard fought. And in my opinion, I see the Jets losing this game only because I think the Bills are slightly better than them. Not by a huge amount. I think the Bills are slightly better than them. And I think that the Bills are going to win the AFC East. I know I kind of just gave that away, but I really believe the Bills are going to win the AFC East, and I think they're going to start off their season, their playoff run, with a win against the Jets. Week 2, Jets, like I said, they have 2 tough opponents in the first 2 weeks. The third week, that could be a kind of a toss-up. Like I said, there's a couple games on the Jets schedule that are we're going to either get blown out or they're going to be absolute toss-ups. It really could go either way. This is a game that I think the Jets aren't going to. I think this is going to be the Jets' home opener. I think the Jets are going to be coming off of a loss. They're going to be wanting to get their first win, right? To start off 0-2 is never good. You're already going to hear the Adam Gase fire chants if they start off 0-2, right? The Jets are going to start off 0-2. I do believe that that's going to be the case. They're playing the 49ers. I mean, that's really all I got to say. Really, like, you don't even have to be a big football fan, and you hear the Jets versus 49ers, you're going to say the 49ers are going to win. I mean, that's really all it is. They're playing the 49ers with Bosa, with their K'Lavon Kinlaw, with their offense that they have. I just don't think the Jets, and like I was saying this earlier on, I was talking to somebody before I came on air, the Jets just don't have enough firepower offense to beat some of these teams that have a good offense. I think this might be, you might see a little bit more of a blowout. I think what might not make this a blowout is the Jets are going to be coming home, play their first game at home. They're going to be pumped, get back at their home field at MetLife Stadium. I think they might be a little more amped, but I still think it's probably going to be a decently big game, maybe 2-3 scores. At least I think the Jets are going to lose by like 2 scores. I don't think the Jets are, I don't think the Jets are going to win that game. I think the 49ers are definitely lost. The Bills could be a little bit of a toss-up. I didn't put it down there, but this is definitely going to be a loss. I mean, the 49ers are a very, very good team. You can make the argument they're the best team in the NFL. Obviously, they made the Super Bowl last year. They're a good team. So, I'm going to go ahead and say the Jets lose to the 49ers week 2. At this point in the season, the Jets are 0-2. The Adam Gase chants have probably already started. So, the Jets now have to go away, have to go away to play the Colts. September 27th, they play away to play the Colts. And this could be a very big game for the Jets. This could be a huge game because it might not seem like a lot, but it's the difference from starting off 1-2 or starting off 0-3. You start off 0-3, you can kind of look ahead. You can kind of wipe playoff from your head if you start off 0-3. It's very difficult to come back making the playoffs if you start off 0-3. There's one team that has made the playoffs, the wild card, and I'm going to give credit where credit's due here. I don't usually give credit to the Giants, but the season they won their first Super Bowl, I think, was in 2007, the helmet catch year. They started off 1-4. That was like they were all the bottom of the division. Everybody was like, "Oh, Giants stink, Giants stink, Giants stink." And they ended up going to the wild card. They were away the whole season. They didn't even get home field advantage for the wild card. I think they were away the whole playoffs, and they ended up going in, winning against the Patriots, who were the undefeated at the time. They ended up beating the undefeated Patriots. That's the only time I'll give credit where credit's due to the Giants. I don't give credit much to the Giants. Most of the time I make fun of the Giants because, yes, they're a better franchise than us overall, but at the moment, the Giants are one of the eyesores of the league. They're not very good right now. Neither are the Jets, but I think the Jets are a little bit better than the Giants. I do think the Giants are in the right direction. They're in a better direction than the Jets, just because I think their head coach and their offensive coordinator are really going to help with that. I think they're headed in the right direction. I think the Jets are, but they're going a little bit slower. I think the Giants are going to go faster, and the Jets are going to go a little slower. But that's just me. This is a must-win game. If the Jets start off 0-3, it's a problem. I don't see the Jets making some sort of crazy comeback after starting off 0-3. I have the Jets losing this game, okay? I highlighted this as a toss-up. It's the Colts. A lot of people say the Colts might win the AFC South. A lot of people say that. Also, a lot of people say that the Colts might have a horrible season, and Phillip Rivers is too old. Phillip Rivers isn't going to do anything. They're going to win 4 games, and they're going to lose, and they're going to lose, and they're going to lose. I've heard mix. I've heard a little bit more that the Colts are going to have a good season. I've also heard a little bit more. I think them winning the division's a little outrageous, but I could see them bringing in a fight, right? I think what the Jets are going to need to do coming into this game is what the Jets are going to need to do coming into this game is they're going to need to really, really stop. If Phillip Rivers let's just say the Colts are going into the game 2-0, and Phillip Rivers is doing good. T.Y. Hilton's having a good season. Their new draft pick and Michael Pittman Jr. is having a good season. Let's just say that, and the Jets go into that game at 0-2, and the Colts are somehow booming at a 2-0 record. The Jets just need to limit the passing game, I think. Because I think Phillip Rivers could be good for them, but I also think he's either going to be one of those moves where it's going to be very good, or it's going to be like a move like, oh, this guy was here for a year, he did nothing for us, we finished 4-12 at the bottom of the division. It's going to be one of those, or it's going to be one of those Fitz magic moves. Oh my gosh, the Colts right now are 7-3 going into week 11 or whatever the case may be. Oh wow, everybody, wow, this is unreal, this is crazy, right? It's going to be one or two. It's either going to be the Colts are going to be a quality team or the Colts are going to be a bad team. A lot of people have them winning the AFC South. I don't believe that. Like, come on. You got the Texans in that division. I know they've made some head-scratching moves in the offseason. I still believe with Deshaun Watson, Will Fuller, they can get it done. Obviously, you got a good D as well. I still believe they can get it done. I just don't think the Colts are that good. I think the Colts and the Jets are kind of close. I think the Colts are a little bit better than the Jets. That's why I say the Colts are going to win this game. But it's a toss-up. It's definitely going to be a toss-up. Jets versus Broncos. This will be the first win of the season. I know I've hyped up the Broncos. This is going to be a Thursday night game, by the way. I know I've hyped up the Broncos a lot, but I really believe that the Jets, after looking at the Broncos, I know I've hyped up the Broncos a lot. I think Drew Lock's going to be a very good player, but the Jets are going to be 0-3. They beat the Broncos the last time they came to MetLife Stadium, and I just think that the Jets are going to be 0-3. They're going to be kind of really, really mad. They're going to be, they're going to be just kind of to that point where we just want to get our first win. And I think it might be almost like something like last year when they started off 0-4, and they won that game after Donald came back. It might be something like that. They beat a good team at home, and all of a sudden, maybe you get the Jets fans and maybe you get your locker room back hyped a little bit again and maybe saying, okay, maybe we are here. Because they have the Cardinals that next week. The Jets, I say, win against the Broncos. Jets now go play the Cardinals. Like I said, this, in my opinion, I didn't highlight it, but I could see it being a toss-up. Because if the Jets come off of a big win against the Broncos, you got to really realize something here. If the Jets come off of a big win against the Broncos, Thursday Night Football, prime time, under the lights, America's watching you, right? You get a big win. You play against the Arizona Cardinals team, who I really believe could be 1-4, maybe 2-3 at that point, kind of struggling. Maybe the DeAndre Hopkins trade hasn't really worked that well. I could see this being a game that the Jets completely just flop and get crushed on. Or this could be a game where the Jets stay in, they stay the momentum, and they plow through the Cardinals and they win this game. I think either way, this game's going to be close. I could either see it being close. If it's close, I think the Jets will win. But if it's going to be a blowout, it's probably going to be in the Cardinals' favor, especially if they come off of a huge primetime win against the Broncos, right? I do see the Jets coming off beating the Cardinals. Jets versus Chargers, I have them taking a win. I know there's a lot of people that think the Chargers are going to be decent with Justin Herbert, all them. I just believe that the Jets, I know the one thing that's scary about the Chargers is their defense. I think their offense has a couple holes in them. I think the Jets can stop Austin Eckler. I think if the Jets put one of their number one cornerbacks on him, I think they could stop Keenan Allen too. I just believe the Jets could play. They're playing at home here, and I believe the Jets could definitely win. Or they're playing away, I believe the Jets could definitely beat the Chargers. Then the Jets have the Bills at home. I see the Jets winning this game. I have the Jets winning this game. I have the Jets going on a 4-game win streak. I know you might be thinking, well, the Bills beat them earlier in the season. Jets are going to beat them now. I think it's going to be split. I think they'll beat each other at their home stadiums. So I think the Jets will lose to the Bills at New Era Field. Bills will lose to the Jets at MetLife. I just think it's going to be like that, right? I think last year, obviously, the Jets lost their first game in a heartbreak against the Bills because Kari Vedvik didn't know how to kick a field goal. He forgot. It was infuriating. We could have started off the season 1-0 on a high, and everybody be like, this, and this, and this. Le'Veon Bell had a good game, blah, blah, blah. Either way, Sam Darnold still does get mono, and we go 0-4. We win that game, we go 8-8. Maybe we finish 8-8. That's not as bad as 7-9. Obviously, it's better. I think the Jets will win this game against the Bills. Now we go into the tough part of the schedule where I see the Jets losing their game. So right now I have the Jets at a 4-4 or 4-3 record. 4-3 record going into their 8th game of the season. This is where I have the Jets getting demolished. I think the Jets are going to lose to the Chiefs here. I mean, what really do I need to say? They're the Kansas City Chiefs. They won the Super Bowl. They have, in my opinion, the best quarterback in the NFL in Patrick Mahomes. What more do I have to say? We go to the Patriots now. I think they're going to get a win against Patriots. It's going to be a Monday Night Football game. I think the Jets are going to get the revenge from the Sam Darnold Monday Night Football season ghost game last year. This is the Tom Brady-less Patriots. This is the Jared Stidham Patriots with Bill Belichick. They have really no receivers, like I said yesterday. They have a good defense, but I believe it might be a low-scoring game, but I believe the Jets might be able to play good. I think it might be a low-scoring game. I just don't think the Patriots are going to have that firepower offense this year. Now we go back. Now the Jets go to Miami. I have the Jets losing this game. The Jets you look at the history, the Jets have never played good at Miami, so that's really why I picked the Jets losing this game here. The Jets have never played good at Miami. Obviously, in the Sam Darnold era, they've lost twice against Miami. In the Adam Gase era, they lost last year in Miami. The Jets in Miami just doesn't sound good to me. There was 3 years ago, I think, where they blew the lead. They were up 28-14 in the fourth quarter, and they lost that game. The Jets in Miami just doesn't sound good. I think the Jets lose this game. Now we have a bye week, week 11. At our bye week, I have the Jets at the bye. That's 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I have the Jets at week 11 bye week at 5-5. Like I said yesterday, Jets going to the bye week. If we're 500, that's not horrible. Did I say? Oh, never mind. No, I did say through 10 games of the season, if the Jets are 5-5, it's not bad. Jets are sitting at 5-5 right now, here in my opinion. But now the Jets, in my opinion, will finish off the season 2-5 with one coin toss of a win. There's a coin toss here. I kind of have a win that could go either way here. Same what I do with the Patriots win. I think that could go either way. It really all depends on how Jared Stidham doing, how the Jets are doing. The Jets could really go into that game for all we know, 0-6 or 0-8, ready to lose their 9th. That's all for all we know. That's the Jets could go into that game 0-8, win, ready to lose their 9th. Jets versus Dolphins. This actually makes history. 29 years, I think it is, where the 29 years. I think it is where since a team has played back-to-back, so the Jets play the Dolphins, then they have a bye week, then they play the Dolphins again. This actually makes a little history. I have the Jets winning this game. I don't have it being a coin flip. The Jets the past couple of years, I believe, play good against the Dolphins at home. I know they lost 2 years ago, Darnold's first year. I know they lost it, but it was a close game. It hasn't been like the past years where the Jets have either blown leads or gotten blown out in Miami. I see the Jets winning this game. They won last year by, I think, 21-20. I think it was 22-21, whatever. It was that one field goal game. That big Vincent Smith catch with like 30 seconds to go to put him in field goal range. Everybody still talks about the pass interference on that play. I see the Jets beating the Dolphins at home. I think they'll go 6-5 now, and they'll be in a good spot. Then the Jets go play against the Raiders here. They have back-to-back home games, so I think that's good. Back-to-back home games. They play the Raiders. I say they win this game. It could be a coin flip, though. Like I said, the Raiders have some dangerous pieces to them, and I believe the Raiders can definitely have a good season, but I also believe they could have a season like last year. Jets crushed the Raiders last year, 34-3, the week before they played the Bengals. I see the Jets winning this game. definitely, though, would not be surprised to see them lose because it's kind of a coin flip. I think the Jets and the Raiders are almost at the same spot in their rebuild, almost at the same spot overall-wise. Jets at Seahawks, we lose this game, right? It's the Seahawks, it's Russell Wilson, it's their defense, it's whatever. Really nothing else to say. At the Seahawks, Jets don't have a chance. Jets at Rams, we lose this game too. This is when the Jets start going downhill. I have the Jets losing their final 4 games this season. It gets pretty rough then. Because the Jets, I have them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wait, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have them at 7 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I have them at 7 and 7 right now, going into week 15. So they'll be 7 and 7. Now we play the Browns. We're home against the Browns. This could be a very huge game. And I'm not gonna lie, I really believe this game is gonna decide if we're gonna finish above 500 or below 500. This is to be a coin flip of a game. Let's just say the Jets go into this game 7 and 7, where I think they will be. I think the Jets are going to finish the season 7 and 9, but I think they will be 7 and 7 going in this game. I have them losing to the Browns. If we win, let's just say we win against the Browns. We're 8 and 7 then. I could see us, honestly, having a playoff push in that final week. We do have to go away to play the Patriots, and that just doesn't sound good. That's why I have them losing. I have the Jets losing to the Browns. They did not show up last season against the Browns. I know they had Luke Falk, quarterback, and now we're going to have Darnold and everything back. But the Jets, hopefully we have Darnold that game. Jets versus Browns, I have the Jets losing. I know they're home. I just believe they're going to lose the game. 7 and 8. That's definitely a coin flip, though. Like I said, I think the Jets and the Browns might be a little better than the Jets, but I definitely believe the Jets and the Browns are without a doubt very close. They are a very, very, very close. They're not too far off, is what I should say. They're not too far off. Between each other, I think they're almost the same skill-wise. I have the Jets losing this game. Now, Jets going to the Patriots final week of the season, I have them losing this game as well. It just doesn't sound good to me at the Patriots. The Jets have had very bad experiences in New England, at Gillette Stadium. It just, even the Tom Brady-less Patriots, I still believe the Jets aren't going to get it done. The history shows they're not good in New England. I say the Jets lose. Jets finish 7 and 9, second in the AFC East. Like I said, I think there's chances the Jets have to definitely be a quality team this year, but there's also times of the Jets where you got to really just, before you mark them as a win, you got to just think, I'm talking about the Jets here. I'm marking the Jets record, right? The Jets have always found ways to mess up. So this is the AFC East standings, and I highlighted what I think could change. Bills number 1, 11 and 5. I don't think this is changing. I think the Bills win the division this year. I'll tell you what, I really believe this year the AFC East is going to be a little bit stronger than the NFC East last year. It might be a little weak. Like I said, the Jets might be the second place team might be 7 and 9. I really believe Jets are going to go number 2, 7 and 9. I really could see the Jets going 8 and 8 here. I really do. I really could see the Jets going 8 and 8. It really all depends on that Browns game. Then number 3 will be the Dolphins, 6 and 10. This is what I highlighted. I think the Jets and the Dolphins are going to be battling for second place. I think the Patriots are going to be number 4 and dead last at 5 and 11. They have a decently hard schedule, the Patriots, and because they went 12 and 4 last year, so they're gonna have a decently hard schedule. I have the Patriots going 5 and 11. I have the Bills sweeping the Patriots in the series. I have the Patriots beating the Dolphins once and losing to them once. I think the Patriots will lose to the Dolphins there and at home, or not at home. They'll beat them at home, and I think the Jets will beat the Patriots once and lose once. So I see the Patriots winning 2 AFC East games, leaves them in dead last. 3 of them will be another team. And that's what I got for the AFC East. Like I said, the Dolphins, I believe, could either be a good team, finish 7 and 9, 8 and 8, or they're going to be a 6 and 10 team, maybe 7 and 9. But I think the Jets might. It all depends on whoever did better in the division. Second place really doesn't matter if you're 7 and 9 because you're probably not going to make the playoffs. So that's what I got for the AFC East. Now we go into the Giants schedule, and some Giants fans out there might be thinking I'm a little crazy, but I'll tell you what. I really believe the Giants, there's a lot of toss-up games on the Giants. How many toss-up games do I have on the Jets? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, Giants, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6, same on the Giants. Actually, yeah, 6. I didn't highlight a couple, but I could see more toss-up games even more on the Giants. I highlighted the big ones, the ones that definitely showed at me even more. So let me go to the Giants' schedule because I forgot to write down their bye week here. I forgot to write down their bye week. I could find it really quickly. Sorry about this. I forgot their bye week, and I want to know what their bye week is. Let me see. Ten 11, 10 18, 10 22. Giants also have a Thursday night game. 11 2, 11 8, 11 15. 11. Okay, so they have a bye week after the Eagles, then they have a bye week going to play the Bengals. Okay. So they have a bye week 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. They have a bye week 11 as well. Wow. So both New York teams, both the Giants and the Jets have a bye week 11, if I counted right. I don't know. Okay. I just want to know that because I did not have that on here, and if you wanted to find out when the Giants bye week is, I think it's week 11. Let me count again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 bye week Bengals. Okay, so I think it actually is week 11. So the Giants schedule. There's a couple of things on here. There's a couple of games on here that I believe the Giants are going to lose by a lot. Like I said, with the Jets too, I think they're almost the same skill level. I think the Giants are headed a little bit better in the right direction. I just think their coaches are better. The Jets have Adam Gase, and I just don't really believe that's the best coach. He's an eyesore, I should say. As a coach, it just doesn't sound good on paper. So I have week 1, Giants vs. Steelers. Monday night game, Giants will be playing home. This will be their home opener Monday night. I'll tell you what, this is going to be interesting. Like I said, with the whole virus thing, I think the virus can actually impact the wins and losses with the fans, the crowd. I think if the Giants, if they're home this game, I think they have a chance of winning because obviously the Giants crowd's going to be there. It's probably going to be close to a sellout because it's going to be a ton of people there because it's going to be first game of the year. It's against the Steelers, who are a pretty big name team. And I don't know if you saw last year when the Jets played the Steelers draw a lot of crowd, right? Pittsburgh and the MetLife Stadium isn't too far away, so I could see the Steelers fans showing up there too and showing their Steeler pride or whatever. So I see the Giants versus Steelers week 1. I think the Giants lose this game. I just think the Giants lose this game because it's the Steelers. If Big Ben's ready, I could see them maybe winning this game. If Big Ben's not, I don't know. Maybe the Giants lose this game or win this game. If Big Ben's ready, they lose. I think or win. If Big Ben ready, I think they'll lose. If Big Ben's not ready, I think they'll win. Sorry if I confused you there. But I see the Giants losing this first game. I just think the Steelers are overall a better team. Like I said yesterday on my podcast, if you want to go watch that, you can. On my podcast yesterday, I ranked the top 10 Ds. I have the Steelers being, I think, number 8. I have it right here. Steelers 8. I had the Steelers at number 8. Yeah, I got that correct. I had the Steelers at number 8 ranked D in the league. And I think I said too, like they could be moved up. Or I don't know if I said that, but I believe they could be moved up. I just don't think the Giants' offense is that good. I also think the Giants' D, like I said yesterday, I think also on my podcast, I just don't think the Giants' D is there. I think the Giants' D, they have one of the worst Ds in the league, I believe. They're 25 and back, I think, D in the league in the Giants. I just don't think they're that good. Their offense, I think, has improved. They've got decent receivers. I think Darius Slayton's a real sleeper. I really do. I believe that Darius Slayton's a good player. But I just don't see them winning this game. Game 2 at the Bears. This is the first toss-up. It really all depends. Let's just say Nick Foles gets to start week 1. He doesn't, unreal. He plays great. They win the game, the Bears. Whoever they play week 1. They win the game. Awesome. Great. They play against the Giants week 2. The reason I have the Bears winning this game is just because I think the Bears, their defense is just better. And I don't think the Giants' offense is great. I think it's good. I think the Bears' D, like I ranked yesterday, I think they're the 3rd best D in the league. It's going to be tough. And I think, let's just say Nick Foles plays good. I'm just assuming Nick Foles plays good because I think Nick Foles is going to get the start. When they declined Trubisky's 5th year, it kind of made it like, okay, we're gonna play Nick Foles, and we're just gonna kind of release you at the end of the season. That's what it kind of made it seem like. So I see the Giants losing this game, but I definitely could see it being a toss-up. Giants lose to the 49ers. I mean, like I said, with the Jets, there's not much I can say. It's the 49ers. 49ers are twice. 49ers are home twice. They go to play They go to play at MetLife Stadium twice this year. Once against the Giants, once against the Jets. Actually, it's back-to-back. It's almost like the Bills last year. They played the Jets week 1, and then they played the Giants week 2. It's back-to-back. So, the 49ers will play the Jets week 2, and then they'll play the Giants week 3. I have the Giants losing to the 49ers. Like I said, with the Jets. It's the 49ers. What more do I have to say? Giants at Rams. It might seem like I'm hyping up the Rams, but just a team going through a rebuild, just going into LA playing the Rams sounds like a recipe for disaster in my opinion. It just doesn't sound good. I just see the Giants losing this game. Like I said, I think the Giants and the Jets are almost there, like a little familiar. I just think the Giants have a worse schedule. They have a harder schedule. I have the Giants losing this game. Giants at Cowboys. I have them losing this game too. Here's my reasoning. The Giants against the Cowboys, the past couple years, the Giants have not been able to play good against the Cowboys. Right? Last year I think they lost twice against them. Yeah, they lost on that Monday night. That was the Black Cat game. They lost the Monday night, and they also lost week 1. I just don't see the Giants beating the Cowboys. I think the Cowboys only got better this offseason. Obviously, adding CeeDee Lamb in the draft was their most notable pickup, or their most notable draft, whatever, addition on the team. Obviously, they did get rid of Byron Jones to the Dolphins on a huge contract, but I don't think it will affect them too much. I have the Giants losing against the Cowboys. Redskins versus Giants. I have the Giants picking up their first win. So the Giants start off 0-5. I have them picking up their first win against the Skins. I just think the Skins are going through a rebuild. Yeah, they got Chase Young in the draft, but he's not going to be able to carry your team. I think the Redskins quarterback situation is a little confused. I think the Redskins will do good. They'll do decent, but I just don't think they can pick up the win here. Giants will get the first win. Giants at Eagles, they lose this game too. I could see this game being a toss-up too. The Eagles, there's a lot of hype around them saying they might win the division. I don't have that, but I just believe the Eagles are going to beat them. I just think the Eagles are just a better team. Giants versus Buccaneers. This is a Monday night game. I have this as a toss-up. Here's my reasoning. The Giants, in my opinion, at this point in the season, could be possibly very well be 1-6. And I think the Giants right now, the front office, everything, they're going to be furiated. They're going to be very furiated. Tampa Bay is going to come in to New York, or to the MetLife Stadium, come in to play the New York Giants, and, yeah. I could see the Giants winning this game. I have the Giants losing, but I could very well see them winning this game. I definitely could. Giants at Redskins, I give the Giants the win. Like I said, Redskins going through a rebuild. I believe the Giants are the better team. That's really all that has to be said there. Giants, Eagles, I have them losing again. Now, I have another toss-up here. I could see the Giants beating them. I could very well see the Giants beating them. I just have the Giants versus the Eagles because I just believe the Eagles are a better team. I think the Eagles might win a division. I definitely do. I know it might sound outrageous, but, the Eagles, I think last year was just they just had a horrible year. And I think the Eagles, Jalen Reagor in the draft, I think he's going to be a quality player for them out of TCU. I think the Giants will lose this game. Giants at Bengals, coming off the bye week. Giants get the win. I mean, it's the Bengals. I know the Jets lost last year. Giants get the win. Giants versus Cardinals. They did lose to the Cardinals last year, but I believe the Giants team has improved a little bit this year from last year. I think they're better coached, and I think they'll beat the Cardinals last year. There was a couple times I was watching that Cardinals game because I think that was the week the Jets had to bye. The Jets had a bye week last year, and I was watching the Giants-Cardinals game, and there was a couple moments in that game, it was just Pat Shurmur's fault. There was a couple moments in that game where it definitely head scratchers on why they had Pat Shurmur at the head coach. Giants versus Browns. I have this one as a toss-up, too. I have the Giants losing this game. I could very well see the Giants winning this game. Like I said, there's a lot of toss-ups in this. I think the Giants could very well win this game. They could also very well lose this game. They're home, going to be playing against Beckham. You know he's going to be getting booed. Like I said, with the whole virus thing, who knows if they're going to be fans of the stadium. I just think the Giants are going to lose here. I don't know. Like I said, with Myles Garrett, but with Myles Garrett and everything, I just think the Giants' offense isn't good enough to really take that. I think that their offense is better. I think their offense is better than their defense. I think their defense is bottom of the league. But I think their offense is Their offense is alright. I don't know. I just think the Browns will come out of there with a win. Giants versus Ravens. What else do I have to say? Ravens, I believe they're probably the second or third best team in the NFL. They're going to lose that game. Giants, Cowboys. I have this being a toss-up. Here's my reasoning. Let's just say the Cowboys. I don't have it, and here's my thing. I don't have the NFC East being clinched in the final week, or I actually have the NFC East being close in the final week. This is why I have the Giants losing this game. Let's just say the Cowboys are like 12-4, and the second closest team's like 9 and 6 at that point. The Eagles or probably something. I could see the Giants winning this game just because their backups will be in. I thought of that. The backups could be in, right? The Cowboys' backups could be in. And I think that's only if the Cowboys have a great season. What I put down for the Cowboys season is I think, why the Giants are going to lose that game. Because I don't think the Cowboys are going to have a bunch of backups in. So, I know this might sound crazy, but I have the Giants 4-12, third in the NFC East. I could see the Giants going 6-10, but to believe me, I feel more like they might go 6-10. But like I said, I think the two biggest toss-ups on here that is going to either change is I think that final week Cowboys game, because the Cowboys are going to be starting to try to make the playoffs, playing so hard to try to make the playoffs, or they're going to be playing not that hard. They're going to be backups are in to save them for the playoffs, right? It's going to be one or the other, and I think that Bears game week 2 definitely is going to be very, very interesting. Here's where I have the NFC standings. I think the Cowboys are 10-6. They win the division. I just think, I know a lot of people think the Eagles will win, but I just believe the Cowboys I think CeeDee Lamb's going to be amazing over there. I think that receiving core is too good for some of these secondaries in this NFC East. Number 2, I have the Eagles at 9-7. Like I said, I highlighted these two. I really believe that this could be a toss-up, right? This really could be a toss-up. I know I've said toss-up about 10 times today, but it could be. I could see either the Eagles or the Cowboys winning the division. I really could see it. It all depends, right? It really all depends. Number 3, I have the Giants at 4-12. Number 4, I have the Redskins at 4-12. I think the Giants are I think the Giants could very well finish 6-10, but I could also see them going 4-12. The reason I say that is because they play the Bears. That's a toss-up, right? I believe they're about the same skill, the Giants and the Bears. I think the Bears might be a little bit better just because of their defense. But if the Giants win that game, I could very well see the Giants too. They could beat the Browns and they could beat the Cowboys. I could very well see the Giants going 7-9. Like I said with the Jets, I could very well see the Jets either going 6-10 or possibly 7-9. There's a couple games on the Jets, there's a couple games on the Jets, like that Browns game that they lost. Maybe they will lose that game. There's also that Broncos game that I have them winning. Maybe they'll lose that game, right? There's a couple games. That Patriots game Monday Night Football, maybe they'll show up like they did last year and lose that game too. There's a very good chance the Jets go 5-11 as well. I just see the Jets going 7-9 because the Patriots are worse. I think the Jets have improved from last year, and the Jets have beaten the Broncos in past years, so I'm going with that kind of stuff. But I could very well see the Giants going 6-10. 7-9 is pushing a little bit. I think 6-10 at best this season for the Giants. But I could also very well see them going 4-12. Drop my pen. I could also see them going 4-12 as well. It really all depends, right? It's at the moment it's kind of difficult to see because like I said, when you go down to the final 4 weeks of the season, you don't know what that's going to be. The first couple weeks you can kind of predict now because just based off of how it is, but first 5 weeks of the season, after 5 weeks of the season, is kind of out there because the injuries could happen, other teams, that's when you start to notice, by week 5 you start to realize who's going to be a playoff contender and who's not. Because by week 5 you could either be 0-5 or 5-0 or 3-2 or 2-3, and you could be, or 1-4 or 1-5 or whatever, 1-4, right? By week 5 you get a good telling of who's going to be in the playoffs. You really can't see by week 3 because a team could be 1-2 or 2-1. That's, 2-1, that's not great. Week 5, I would say, because that's when you start to see the good teams be good, maybe 4-1, 3-2 teams, wild card teams maybe 3-2, and then you see the teams that are going to win the division and all that probably be somewhere around the 5-0 mark. So like I said, comment down below how you think your team is going to do. If you're a Jets or a Giants fan, comment down below how you think the Jets or the Giants are going to do. Or if whatever, if you're an NFC East fan or an AFC East fan, whatever your team, however your team thinks you will do. Definitely, I don't know a Dolphins fan, but I would love to hear from a Dolphins fan. I'm interested to see what Dolphins fans think about how their team's going to do, because the Dolphins are one of those teams that I could really see them 2 years from now being possibly a playoff contender. They have a great coach. They're heading in the right direction. I think they got the right quarterback choice. I think they got Tua, who's healthy from what his video and everything shows. I think he's healthy. I think they have a decent D. Their D's not horrible. Their D's not great. Obviously, with the pickup of Byron Jones, I think that will definitely help them out. Obviously, and then if they finish bad this year at 6-10, then they have another probably top 10 draft pick next year. So I think it just gets better for the Dolphins ahead. I think, but that's just my opinion. I'm not a Dolphins fan. I don't know too much about the Dolphins. So now we go into the biggest rival games. Wow, we're already at 41 minutes. I'm going to have to blow through these. Or should I save these for Monday? I'm gonna do them now. Because if I don't really want to save them for Monday because I know what's gonna happen. Then Monday I'm gonna get filled up and I'm never gonna talk about it. In 3 days, and on Tuesday or something or Wednesday, there's no need to be really talking about the schedules anymore. It's kind of today and maybe Monday. I'm gonna talk about it now. I'll go through it a little bit. There's not too much about it. It's just rivals. I think the top 10 rivals that could happen. So I have number 10 here. Vikings at Saints, week 15, it will be Christmas Day. Vikings at Saints, obviously, 2 years ago or whatever, the Minneapolis Miracle with the Stephon Diggs touchdown from Case Keenum. I think this is a rival. I think it's been a rivalry. It's on Christmas Day. What more can be said, right? Christmas Day games are usually between rival teams. Number 9, Patriots at Rams, week 14, Thursday Night Football. It's a primetime game, Patriots-Rams, Super Bowl rematch. I think it's going to be different because obviously you have Jarrett Stidham. I see the Rams being. I'm going to predict the winner. So I see the Saints, or I actually see the Vikings beating the Saints, and then I also see the Rams beating the Patriots at week 9. Okay, so actually I see the Patriots-Rams being at number 8, and then the Seahawks-Steelers being at number 9. Eagles-Steelers. I think the Steelers or the Eagles I think the Eagles might win this game, come out victorious. But I could also very well see an Eagles win. Obviously everybody calls Philadelphia the city, or Pittsburgh, everything near there, the city of champions. I think this is a big game, week 5. I think the Eagles, and it's might be a little, chatter going on there. This is number 9 on my list. Number 7 or number 8, I would have the Rams Patriots, obviously. What I said, I think the Rams will win. Number 7, Patriots at Seahawks. This is obviously a Super Bowl matchup from a couple years ago. The Malcolm Butler interception at the 1-yard line. I don't like to talk about that. I was upset because I was obviously rooting for the Seahawks. Being a Jets fan, I hate the Patriots, and I think most of NFL fans just hate the Patriots. I think a lot do. Sunday Night Football, week 2, I see the Seahawks grab this win. Raiders at Patriots, week 3. The last time John Gruden coached in Foxborough was the Tuck Rule game. And that really jump-started the Patriots dynasty. So, I think this is going to be a good game, right? It kind of brings back bad memories for Raiders fans, but good memories, I guess, for Patriots fans. This game the Tuck Rule game kind of jump-started the whole dynasty for the Patriots. And that was the last time he coached there, John Gruden. So I got the Raiders winning this game. I got the Raiders winning. Steelers-Cowboys. This was an old Super Bowl matchup. I have the Cowboys winning. I think the Steelers are a good team. I just think the Cowboys might be a little bit better. Number 4, Ravens at Patriots. Sunday Night Football. This was these two teams were going at each other a lot. I'll tell you what. The last year after the Patriots started off 8-0, the Ravens crushed their hopes of going undefeated one more week. They won that game. After that game, everything went downhill for the Patriots. The Patriots were riding high, beating the Redskins, beating the Dolphins, beating the Jets. None of those teams made the playoffs. All those teams were at the bottom of the division. Everybody was like, oh, the Patriots again. The dynasty continues, 8-0. They play a real team in the Ravens. They lose to the Ravens. Every game after that went downhill. They went 4-4 the rest of the season after that game. Titans at Ravens. This game was the rematch of obviously Titans upsetting the Ravens last year in the playoffs. That started after that, obviously the interception against Tom Brady as his last catch or last throw, touchdown in a Patriots uniform was a pick six. That kind of jump started the whole Titans making it to the AFC Championship game. They went on to beat the Patriots, went on to beat the Ravens, lost to the Chiefs, who ended up going on to win the Super Bowl. Number 2, Packers 49ers. This is a Thursday night game, Week 9. This is a rematch. I see the Ravens winning that game. Number 2, Packers at 49ers. This is a recap from last year's NFC Championship game, right? Packers got harassed pretty much. Raheem Mostert pretty much carried the 49ers to the win. Nothing else really can be said there. Week 9, Thursday Night Football. I have the 49ers winning that game. 49ers at Cowboys, Week 15, Sunday night. Sunday Night Football. I think that this is going to be a good game. I really do. Like I said, like Week 15, this is going to be a good game. Like, if you think about it, like, this could be a deciding factor on if the Cowboys win the division, lose the division, don't make the playoffs, or make the playoffs, right? I think the 49ers will probably win this game. I just think they're the better team. But the 90s, these two teams hate each other. Remember the whole star thing with T.O. and everything, placing on the star, and I think it was Emmitt Smith who also placed on a star, whatever the case may be. No, it wasn't Emmitt Smith. What am I talking about? I don't know. I'm not sure. I forget. It was something with the whole star game, though, where they placing the ball in the star, started tackling each other, they got into a fight. These two teams hated each other back then. But I think the 49ers will win this game. Those are my biggest rivals this season. Those are the biggest rival games, I think, this season after the schedule got released. That's what I got for the NFL schedules. Long pod today, 47 minutes, almost a 50-minute pod. It was good. It was a good pod. I think there was a lot to talk about. There was a ton to talk about today with obviously the schedules and everything like that. That's what I got for the pod today. That's really all I got. Obviously, I take breaks over the weekend, so I won't be doing a pod Saturday and Sunday. But I'll see you all back here on Monday. Hope you enjoyed it, and thanks for watching.